Hi guys, this is the Idaho Picker, and I'm going to do a review of all the flyovers, or at least most of the flyover videos from since the beginning of this. This is the August 12th, 2012 flyover of the Louisiana sinkhole. We're going to go through these together and see what we see. First thing I'd recommend you looking at in just this simple image here is the color of the trees. But let's go ahead and take a look at this first video. So there you can get a good first image of what the trees, what the size of the sinkhole initially was, and how far back everything is, and how everything looks. You look at the water level, pay attention to the amount of water that you see, how high it is, and the trees, and so on, okay? And that's all there is to the first video. Let's take a look at the next one here. This is on August 16th. Okay, a couple of things you can see is up in the upper right hand corner over here. You can see that there is no water up in here. Okay, everything's nice and green in general, except for some death of trees that are going on around in certain areas from here. But everything is still, at least you could go out here and walk on this pipe road, because there were and still are 2-3 foot circumference, or diameter, excuse me, pipes that ran through here that were at some point here turned off, because one of them ended up floating to the surface, that were gas pipes. So let's continue. Okay, now let's keep going. Here's another view. Recognize the road, the sinkhole, the everything. Okay, this is on August 20th. You will notice a change in the color of the trees that are directly adjacent to this sinkhole, and you'll notice probably a few other things. So there you have a good view of the size. See the trees through here, they're all still here and everything. Kind of along the edge here, wrapping around by this, where these two pipes run up through here, okay? These pipes head into North America from there. And you can see the size and where the lines of trees are. And look at the water level. The water level is not on the road. It's not, I mean, there is some water on the road, and you see some running down that way and into the woods back there, which is a little bit concerning, going up the other way. But generally the water level is contained to this general area still. And we'll get more into the water level and what it means as we go along here. You can see that water line going up and turning into the woods up there on the far end up there. Now, what does water follow? Water follows the lowest path of resistance, meaning the lowest areas. So this is an indication of the beginning of what we're seeing here on the water levels coming up in this area, not because the water is getting higher, but because the land is getting lower. Let's continue. Okay, here's the next one. This is on the 23rd, a couple days later. It's not as clear, sorry. It is the original upload. Okay, you can see through here how far and how long this runway was that they put in there, cut through the trees where they could get to the sinkhole. Okay, take a look at that. You can still see the trees over in here on the backside still standing, and some around through here still standing, coming up around the edge here. I'd like to point out right over here that there is a somewhat of an open area. We call it a path. It's where that crack that we've noticed, or that we're concerned that is a crack. We're going to get more into that as I show you more video here. It's more of a green open area. Let's call it a path. Okay. All right, next is the 25th. Okay, so let's keep going here. You can see their little road is getting a little shorter. Okay, see right down here, this is that open area that we've discovered in the photos that I showed you yesterday, which I will show you again here in just a little bit. But this is that open area running right through the edge of the woods down here. Okay, runs around and comes up by that plant. Let's continue on. As you can see right here, the water is starting to come and come down this little area here. Okay, this was on the 25th of August. And of course you got the water running down the road here and going back into the woods back on the back side down here as well. Okay, let's continue on. This is where we could easily first see that the road was starting to break up, this pipeline road through here. You can see the deep water spots under the ground where it's sloughing out and washing out. Okay, this was the first time we could see that. You can see back in here that these trees that were coming along here are now gone, no longer there. Okay, you can see that this tree here is going, and this area here is going to go, and then back in through here this is going to widen substantially, and of course this whole road area is going. See their dock that they had there, as you might call it, the dock or little road. You can see the end of it here is falling into the water, continuing growth. Let's continue on. Now see this area of dead trees here at the bottom of the screen, and that they run back over this way. Okay, this whole area where the sinkhole was at had mostly dead trees in it, or dying trees in it as well. Okay, and we're going to get into that here in just a minute more as to what the cause of that is. can see that the water level is increasing, going back into the trees back in there. The amount of water showing from the sky is increasing. That is an indication of sinking around. You can see up here further degradation of the road, and then water starting to pool on the back side of the road in the trees that are dead and damaged back that direction there. Okay. You can see the water starting to go down through this way as well, meaning sinking. Down here in this lower corner, you can see where that little entry area was at prior to the water collecting through this way. And this is not the wet season in Louisiana, people. They have not been getting much rain. You can see the road continuing to slough away. And continuing on. I'm probably going to have to break this into two parts, guys, it's looking like, based on the way that I'm recording this. Sorry about the clarity, it's not me. You can see across the road over here how this on the other side of the road, see this road is rocked and reinforced down many feet because they buried pipes. So what's happening is the sinkhole is expanding under the road and then dissolving the road above it. The sinkhole is itself, in its effect, is already affecting back on the other side of the road over here at this point. Okay, and let's continue on. Now, this was at a point where I had said that I was concerned about these areas on this side of the road over here because of how dead the trees were. And they actually seen my video because it went viral. And they seen my video and they decided they wanted to debunk me and come film this side of the road. Well, let's take a look at it. They were saying it was not sinking. And but my point is that the trees, it looked very odd. It was very strange that the trees on this side of the sinkhole were dying, and we're going to discuss what that means here in a second. So see, they came over here and they filmed this side, and what they did was is not, and they didn't realize what they were doing, because you have to understand logic over authority. These people are no smarter than you. These people are no smarter than me. In fact, I am sure I am smarter than some of these guys that are dealing with this. And the thing is see all these trees, how they've died, and see the pattern that it follows. It's through this area here, they're like completely dead basically. What this is this is related to the aquifer and related to before this sinkhole happened, way back before it. Way back when they actually abandoned, so-called abandoned this cavern, they knew that this side of the salt dome was collapsing. They knew that this was going on, and instead of filling this salt dome with concrete, they chose to make money off of it, which is to